Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be speaking about Ethereum and is it possible to really make a comeback for Ethereum to 25k? Well, today we're going to go over that information to show you exactly why I believe it's going to jump right after this crash. Alright guys, if you haven't already, do subscribe, drop a comment below, hit the like button, and hit that bell button so you get all the latest news in cryptocurrency metaverse. Alright guys, so looking at Ethereum has not been so hot in the last several days. So even for the last week is really taking a really beating. Ethereum is the leader still for all of the altcoins, and that's really good. And it's not exactly following every step of like Bitcoin, for example. So that's really good sign. But let's take a deeper look into our graph. So on the graph, we can see that Bitcoin today is actually sitting at $4,339.21. It is looking much better. It looks like a lot of people are buying into the dip in the last couple of days. And let me just show you here. The last couple of days, speaking like yesterday and the day before that, it started to fall, right? So in the previous days coming, we had those green candles, those wonderful, beautiful green candles. Were picking up after that kind of like really big panic mode leading up. And so what is going on is we've seen this and it does look like it was going to kind of like really crash and burn, and it is going down, but it has showing the potential now of actually going back up, and that is why. So this dip being bought into is starting to look very bullish at this point. So it looks like it could potentially rally now because this line is about where it's at, and we're looking at the medium and it's kind of coming up, and it does give a good solid eyesight and actually what's going to happen. And I would expect it to kind of come around 4,800, for example, pretty soon. In the next couple of days, it could actually take off and really start to rally pretty soon. So I would expect for it to really kind of jump to 25k in a few months to come. So it could. It's really great. A lot of news. You've heard me say it before. A lot of different releases are coming out, and that's really going to kind of be the maker here for Ethereum. And the same for Cardano, XRP is going to be all of those. That's really going to play a big part in that, and that's what we're watching out for right now. So we'll take a look at that in just a moment. Now, Ethereum for the week. Ethereum for the week is doing a little bit better, not quite as good as it was before, and it didn't exactly buy into that huge downfall. But you know what? We are dealt with what we have, and so we'll see from here. Bitcoin, on the other hand, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just absolutely failing us at this point. So today is sitting at 57k and a half, really. Still not the greatest. Actually, I can't even say not even the greatest. It's just really bad. You know, I want to go to sleep just and pretend like this never happened. But it is going pretty bad, and it is moving like in a downward angle. It's not just like falling off a cliff, but it is slowly making a decline there. Now, for the day, it is being bought into the dip a little bit. But the same thing here. It has that same pattern today as it had just a couple of days ago. So what, November the 21st, right? The 21st. I'm sorry, the 17th and the 19th, 18th and 19th, and the 22nd. So it's very familiar, right? The same kind of dip. So it looks like it still can potentially go down. So we called it. I keep saying this over and over again. We did call it. So 56.55, and we're going to be able to see that a little bit later too. Comparing it to Ethereum as well. So Ethereum is actually doing much better if you compare the two. So that's really good. It's almost the opposite, if you will. But it is doing very well considering all things given. So that's Bitcoin for the daily. When we're looking at the weekly for Bitcoin, the weekly is still the same too. Not so great. It's still showing that it's in that decline. But we'll be able to tell in the future as well. So I believe in the next couple of weeks, it's still going to fall a little bit less than 5,500, 55k. Sorry. As for Cardano, Cardano is still loving that bottom part here. It is still coming in. It is barely doing anything. It's sitting at $1.79 today. Not very great. It is still plummeting. It is crashing. It is burning, and nothing new from that. It's still in that lower half. Still yet struggling to break. It's not even struggling to break the median here. It's just completely running the opposite direction. I mean, it's as if a car was driven by like a 90-year-old woman going into the sidewalk. I mean, like, people are running the opposite way, so people are really losing money. But it could eventually go back up too. We discussed that in previous videos too. It could go back up eventually, but it's just going to take this time. And that's back in like the end of October, November. I was telling you that, hey, it's moving sideways. It's moving sideways. And it's going to be a long time before it really gets back up, and it can be. So we do want it to see about like $5 again around like February, March, and that's what we're looking for. And that's possible, but again, we still need to get past that medium line. Looking for the weekly as well. The weekly is still the same. It is just like Bitcoin, honestly, but it does have the potential to go higher. Hopefully not years down the road, right? And also, as well, we have Solana doing much better as well. It does also have that same trend as Ethereum has, and that's really good being an altcoin. It has potential to kind of coming up to around $260. Today it's sitting at 222 and 62 cents, so not so great. But it can be. It can actually go up. So it's what we're looking at. So when we're looking at the lines from the top and from the medium here, so it does look like it's going to start to rally pretty soon as well. We hope that Solana kind of kicks it up. Looking at the weekly for Solano, of course, Solano is looking not so great for the weekly, considering that we had a really good day today. But hey, life is life, right? Looking at the entire market altogether, let's go over these numbers, right? So Bitcoin sitting at 57K 352. In the 24-hour period, it is at 0.36% in the red, and for the weekly is at 561%, not the hottest, right? Ethereum also showing really good signs here at 2.62 in the green for the daily, and only 18% for the weekly, but again, it's still good. Binance, of course, is sitting at 493% in the green for the 24-hour period, and the 7-day is at not even quite a percent yet, but at 0.91%. Solana is at minus in the red by 1% for the 24-hour period and 1.52 in the red for the weekly. Cardano, of course, for the weekly is pretty ugly at 7.27 in the minus and 0.60 for the daily. XRP still kind of dabbling it out here at 5.18 in the red for the weekly and 0.17% for the daily. Another good coin that's actually still doing pretty good is Avalanche. We were going over that previously too. Avalanche is doing really good for the weekly at 40.73%. Very, very good. It could potentially pass Dogecoin here pretty soon. We do want to see that. Avalanche is doing fantastic. Shiba fell off the cliff. Everybody bought into it and realized, hey, it's not really so much of an alpha coin, but it looks like it's kind of falling off the cliff as well. Litecoin was doing really good. It had a really good rally. Of course, it's cooling off now at 10.28% for this weekly, and for the 24-hour period is at 0.93. So we will take a look at that as well. One more coin, Polygon. Polygon is sitting pretty good today as well at 5.70% in the green, and on the weekly at 4.88%, doing much better, doing really, really good. Watch for that too, as well as Axie Infinity is still also doing pretty well. At 2.60% for the daily and 1.82% of the weekly. So it's also doing very well. So watch out for that coin. Terra, we'll keep an eye on Terra too as well. And that's going to be another coin to watch for. Terra. Keep the eye on Axie Infinity being an altcoin. I mean, it could jump up. Polygon, Chainlink as well. Litecoin can potentially come back up as well. And Avalanche. So these are what we're waiting for this jump back up from Bitcoin. That's what we want to see. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment below, hit the bell, catch the news as you get it fresh off the oven. All right, guys, thank you so much. Catch you next video.